That's why it wasn't working. I didn't have my mic potted up. Rick, what the hell are you doing? Come on, first day on the job, Jesus H. Christ. Unbelievable. Rick Delgado in studio, folks. But he won't be coming on camera with me today. Although he might. You never know. I might be able to trick him.
Gunpoint.
Tricky Rick. What's going on, Joe?
How are you, Brother Joe?
It's been weeks since we broadcasted live.
Yes.
Right? It's been weeks. Oh, that's right. You're not on camera. Oh, you know why? Because I have the Skype. I don't have you up there yet. I have the Skype,
Right.
the Skype address. Because I'm very excited that we can Skype live now. And it comes up on the, yeah, I'll get you.
No, I don't care about that one.
I can actually do it here. Wait a second. I can get your mic up without having your face on the,
That's fine. My face is ugly.
let's see. Okay. And ready, set. No, actually, I'm going to bring you up now just because you said that. There is ugly Joe Pietaro. Joe Pietaro, folks. Give it up. Now you should be perfectly live, and I should be hearing you.
Hello.
Yep, that's you. I'm plugging in my my headphones.
We
here
can hear
because,
good.
it gets
Yes,
kinda
it's been a
silly.
few weeks, Brother Joe.
It
A
has.
few weeks, and it's
Interesting things going on, man. Interesting.
at least very interesting things.
Last week was a trip. Last week was believe it or not, our highest rated show. All I had to do was get pissed off at a fucking lead singer, and everyone tuned in. They wanted to see what the next portion of Trainwreck was going to be. And it was from locomotive to caboose, my friend. It was a disaster the whole way through.
I tell you, it was almost like a real life Spinal Tap type of incident between you and.
I won't miss him
former
any
lead
more
singer.
than I missed Ronnie Pudding or,
I can't believe you
Russ
lumping
McLaughlin.
Gene Marcello in with those people, Joe St. Hubbins.
Man, here's how it works. There's a guy who wants in the band in the worst way, and when he finally gets the position, his head starts growing. It starts this big, and after a couple of years, it becomes that big. And around the time it's the size of a softball, you got to start worrying. And then before you know it, he doesn't fit through the fucking door. And what do? There's the door. Fit your big fucking head through it. And that's exactly what he did. He walked, and I am a much happier person for it. I have coverage complete. I'm done. My summer is covered. And with everything else I have going on in my life, I have absolutely no problem with that. It's a stock and standard problem with bands. As you know, you played in bands for years, right? I could hear you. You can.
Just one.
There you go. Yeah, you played in one or two, and that's like something that you run into all the time. Members quit, and members becoming a little bit too what they call big for their britches. They become a little too big for their britches, and we got to get them out of there. And, these things happen every 7 years or so, Michael. You need new blood. So we just got to get rid of the problems, bring in the new stuff. What's the matter? You sound like something is amusing over there on chat.
No. It just I took me a while to get the Godfather reference.
Oh, you didn't get that right away, did you?
No, you know what it is? I got the delay in one ear and I got the live in the other, so I'm kind of in between both. I'm a multitasker right now. 2 ears.
Can you give me a break, Mike? For old time's sake. There's a ton of references from Godfather. I did a rather interesting interview today. Should I tease it a little bit?
Of course.
I'm gonna have to tease
But
it.
wait, can I just preface it by saying this is not an April Fool's joke?
No, can you grab?
This is
You'll see what I mean on the
bullshit.
chair right over there.
No jerking anybody off.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
legitimately a teaser for next week's show. Next week's
so.
Guilty by Association, Joseph Cumia show.
And-
We will be airing the interview that Joe did today via Skype.
And it goes something like this. I'm playing jazz flute. Yes, Ron Burgundy. Ron Burgundy is going to... No. He's a character. Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull will be on this very program. That's right. All of you naysayers, all you folks that didn't think I could make this thing fly. Well, Joe Pietaro helped quite a bit. But doing the interview today was outstanding. It was the most fun I've had on this program since its inception. I've got to say that, Joe.
Even more fun than Fletcher's phone call?
Yeah.
Hi, Fletch.
Way more. For Fletcher. Yeah, come on, Fletcher.
Long time.
Oh wait, he's not. He's the asshole.
Fuck.
He's the asshole, isn't he? Am I supposed to be saying that? I don't even know who I'm supposed to be friends with anymore on Facebook or on.
We're on the Pay Me No Mind list.
On the Twitter, on the Reddit.
Yes.
I don't. I have no idea who I'm siding with anymore.
We are now the Spider to their Joe Pesci.
Ah, I see.
We're on the Pay Me No Mind list.
I see.
They figure if they ignore us, we'll just go away.
Fuck you, Tommy.
You gonna let him get away with that?
Yeah.
Hey, Spider, let me get a cut of your
never
water.
done the fucking hole before. I'll take the fucking hole. He was a rat.
Speaking of rats, yeah, I'm gonna be going over to help out my brother tomorrow. I'm not giving anything away. I need to do some tech. Actually, it's already been given away. Everyone knows who the guest is tomorrow on Anthony's show.
Ian Anderson?
Yeah, no, yeah, right. Wouldn't that be?
Maybe.
Awesome?
Hey, if they want him, what the fuck?
I would go over there and jam. I think Ian and I are on jamming terms now. I think if he really needed a guitar player, he could call me up. I gave him the old demo. I wasn't shy, man. I picked up the axe and I just started playing. But no, Anthony has a band going on tomorrow. I'm not even sure. You see, that's what sucks about these podcast things. Because I'm not even sure if I can mention who the band is.
Better safe than sorry.
That's true. I've been sorry in the past. Yeah. I've been very sorry in the
Judging
past.
by the track
I've been so
record of
sorry
this
I've
show.
publicly apologized. That kind of sorry. I remember one time years ago, we were sitting down. It was at NEW, and Stern actually he sent down an order from the top saying that Opie and Anthony were not to mention his name, much less his daughter's names. Right? You remember all that shit going on, right? Well, I was in the peanut gallery there, and I said that I had run into someone from a popular radio show, and I almost had to throw down with the guy, and I said it was an insane livery driver. Get it? From, like Crazy Cabbie.
Crazy Cabbie.
And fucking Opie jumped on my ass. He's like, that's why you're not on the radio. Shut the fuck up. Just stop it. You can just stay out of it. I'm like, yeah. Get all red. It's like this. It's like, it was embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
But that's the kind of abuse that you put yourself in for when you do a program such as this. You put it out there, and sometimes you put a little too much out there. Right, Carol? I do. I've done that too. You know what she did to me? April Fool's Day. You know what she did to me today? I had the best pranks played on me today. The April Falls jokes.
April Falls.
I had the best. I went out a couple of days ago with my daughter, and we went out and bought the fake dog poopy. The fake dog poop that's always a favorite around, around this time. So she was ecstatic. She's 6. She still likes shit humor. It's funny. She enjoys it. And I got the one that lays over the toilet seat neatly. And it's real wet looking rubber. It's very realistic looking. I mean, I looked at it and I started gagging a bit. And then I got the one that looks like a lump of dog shit in the middle of the floor. Well, she decides to get up really early and put it on the floor, in the kitchen, just going into the kitchen when Carol walks in, make breakfast in the morning. And got her. She's like, I was like, what is that? Wait a minute, we don't have a dog. Layla's 6. She hasn't leaked out of a diaper in years. I certainly wasn't drunk enough, at least last night, to shit on the floor. So what's the problem? I mean, really? She decides to get me back. The spider that you walked into was the least offensive of all the pranks that she came up with.
It was like a Halloween kind of.
It was just
cute,
like a
yeah, it was-
spider hanging down from the
cool, yeah.
from the doorway, and that happened when I walked into the studio today. I opened the door, there it was. Well, she decided she was going to take a fucking tampon and dip it in red food coloring, and she actually documented the whole fucking thing and posted it later after the prank was pulled on me. She posted it on Facebook for everyone to see. She she hit it with the red food coloring and dumped it in the toilet bowl and left it there. Now, I've been with Carol for 4 years, and there has not been a single Kotex, Modes, I don't care what fucking brand, nothing in the house for that long. I'm not going to tell you why. It's just they're not necessary at this juncture. Let's just say that. I should know better, but when I picked up that fucking toilet seat, it was like to see a bloody fucking Kotex, a bloody tampon sitting in your toilet was rather shocking. Would that not shock you, Joe?
I think it would have been funnier if she hung the bloody Kotex instead of the spider from the fucking ceiling.
And put the spider in the toilet bowl. Very good. Maybe she'll take a note for next year, Carol. And just when I thought all the hijinks and fun was over, I went to the potty downstairs over here where the kids usually go, Lily and Layla. And she's a sick woman. I love her. She's a sick woman. She had kids' panties, little girls' panties, with fucking chocolate syrup all over it. And smeared all over the toilet bowl.
Yay.
I'm like, what the fuck now? The shit you was getting out of hand. That was just too much shit for me to take in one day. And then the pièce de résistance was adding. She bought these grapes over at Uncle Giuseppe's, the best fucking food store you ever want to go to. Giant fucking globe red grapes. I love the things. I pop them constantly, throughout the day. I pop one in my mouth, and she fucking soaked it in garlic juice. So I fucking really? Yeah, that was her final April Fool's joke of the day.
That's a good one, though.
That was awesome. I mean, it was great. I didn't pull any on her.
Day's not over.
Just wait tonight. Just before she's about ready to start screaming, I'm going to go, okay, I'm done. And I'll walk away. You're on your own. April Fools! Son of a bitch. So,
We should all have problems like that.
I would say you were talking about some vehicle issues that you've been having over the past week.
Yes, the New York City pothole problem has hit home. In basically, I would say a week's time, I blew out not one, not two, but 3 of my fucking tires on my car. One on the way to JFK, a couple of blocks away, and I had to just pull into the long-term lot and leave it there and deal with it when I got back from the trip that I went to a few weeks ago. One tire, the rim was fine, got it fixed, couple of $100, whatever. Now, a week later, I am at my buddy's St. Paddy's Day party in Staten Island, driving home on the Belt Parkway, and I hit a fucking crater, Brother Joe.
No, go on. On the Belt Parkway, you hit a pothole? Stop it.
A nice pothole, right? And now I got my antennas up because of what happened to
It's
me
like
the
saying
week
the
before.
BQE is a little bumpy.
A little bumpy. Even though I was on my best fucking, awareness and I wasn't fucking whacked out of my mind. I know people say, hey, he's probably hammered. No, I wasn't. I've been hammered and drove before and didn't hit potholes, so I don't think it had anything to do with it anyway. But on this evening, it was raining the Saturday before St. Paddy's Day, if everybody remembers, the 14th, and it was shitty out, and when it's raining and it's dark, you can't really see the potholes. They're kind of like, it's too shiny, the road. It fucks your vision up. You can't see them. I had no way of getting out of this one. I hit 2 tires in it, my right front and right rear. Disintegrated the right front and blows the right rear out. I pull off into the Canarsie Pier, where I got laid one time years and years ago. Unfortunately, this time
Everything turns, it goes from tires to getting your dick sucked, like
Well,
over fucking like.
I had
over the course of
memories.
he's-
The last time I was in the Canarsie
This is
Pier
MO.
was like probably like 1991, and I wasn't alone. And a young lady, we had a great night, and I fucked her, I fucked the shit out of her. Unfortunately, this night the Belt Parkway was fucking me. I had to wait for a flatbed and get me all the way back to Suffolk County. I got home at 4:30 in the morning. It was about like 12:30 when I hit the hole. So now I had 2 bent rims and 2 tires, so I went for over $1,000 for that one. So courtesy of Bill de Blasio's beautiful city of New York, I fucking 3 out of my 4 tires, Gonzo Alonzo.
Well,
Thanks, Bill.
thank you for not re-upping YesBoobs.com to not help Joe Pietaro pay for his fucked up
We
tires.
still love you, Sarah Ray. Your tits are still fuckable.
Her tits are tires. You just
Yes,
fucking
if I
throw them
had
on your
those
car.
tits on my fucking high performance, my ass tires, I wouldn't have fucking blew them out.
That's what I found about driving down south. I mean, it was like, I don't know, a couple of weeks back, we headed down to Florida for St. Patrick's Day. We had a couple of gigs down that way, and it's amazing the difference in fucking road. You know what it is too? There's nothing New York can do about it. It's just the fucking weather. That's all it is. There's no, you know what I mean? It's the amount that the roads are used and the weather. Down south, you don't see a pothole. You can go for hundreds of miles and never see a pebble in the fucking road.
Like you said, though, it's the amount the roads are used. The
Yeah.
major highways in New York City, like
No
the Bell,
snow,
the
no
BQE,
freezing,
Oh.
no expansion and contraction of
Yeah.
the joints in the roadway. That's usually where that shit starts. But the thing that pisses me off is that with all of the money that New York State takes in with their stupid motherfucking red lights, I have a pile of them in that very file cabinet. I get
There's a couple
2 or
sitting
3
right here,
I get
actually.
2 or 3 a month. $80 a pop. I'm not kidding. 2 or 3 a pop. Because 2 or 3 a month. Because I don't fucking wait. I make right on reds. If it looks like you can make a right on red, I'll make the right on red. That right cost me $80. It happens.
Yeah,
But
they
the-
fuck you now even when there's no sign there.
The thing
they
is,
still
the
give you the
amount-
fucking red light violation. They have red light cameras set
Right,
up there,
right.
regardless if it's a right turn on red or you're just blowing the light going straight.
The amount of money that New York State takes in with what Suffolk County takes in, I'm not sure if it goes by the county or not, but the amount of money that they take in, you would think there would be some type of some resource, somewhere you could go for when you hit one of these fucking sinkholes in the middle of the Long Island Expressway, and your fucking and your front end comes apart. There's really no recourse, man. You got nothing. There's nothing you can do.
No, you're fucked.
You're
That's it.
screwed.
You gotta eat it.
And that's just part. I mean, that's just part of the problem. But having that much money in reserve, all they keep on doing is filling it in with this fucking. If you slice them real thin, they just keep filling in these fucking potholes. And you didn't get that one either, did you?
No, where was that from? I'm fucking retarded.
They keep on filling up
If
potholes.
you don't get it, they weren't going into, right?
Jeez, man,
I'm
come on.
sorry.
You're gonna make me tell this joke?
No, it's all right.
You're gonna make me tell the joke. I can't let this one go by. Okay, I'll tell it from a politically correct standpoint. How many African Americans does it take to fill in a pothole?
All right.
Listen,
I just, I don't know.
only 3 if you slice them real thin.
Okay.
Slicing thin went over your head like the fucking Godfather.
The Godfather, I was thinking if it was a movie fucking line.
Jesus
so-
Christ, Joe.
I know, I'm fucking bad, bro.
So anyway,
I'm fucking tired.
They keep on dumping that fucking that tar into the holes, and it does.
Oh, that
it does
shit don't
nothing.
even. You drive over it, it's like.
That's it.
It's
2 cars
done.
go over and it's done.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a waste of taxpayers' money.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell else did I have? Was I talking about? What was I going to talk about? I had like 8 things in my head, and I don't write anything down. That's a huge mistake. I don't know. Go ahead. Your turn. Go.
My turn.
What else? I don't know.
Well, I don't. I'll bring up something I thought was interesting. I saw on your Facebook you were hanging out at F.H. Riley's with Opie. How did that whole thing go?
Oh, that was.
I thought. I mean, that
over
was
St.
cool. I
Patrick's
thought
Day.
it was. And I'm not gonna. We're not gonna get into
It went
fucking the
fine.
bullshit. The Peyton Place nonsense. Fucking
Nah.
shit. But I thought that was cool. I mean, you guys always got along, and everything is so. Why not?
There's never been any issues between Opie. Dawn was with me. Patrick was there. My sister Dawn, her husband Patrick. We had the kids there. And we were just hanging out, and it was a, it was a cool hang. We had
The
a good
heart of
time.
Huntington Village,
I
right?
like Brett. I get along with I get along with Opie's brothers well, and I was playing poker with Anthony a couple of nights back. We got together over there, and I did promise some footage. I do have some footage of that, but anyway, we were hanging out playing 1-2 and having some drinks. And of course, the issue came up, about Ope and playing some of the best of stuff on the weekends. I think it was on the weekends, and without ever running it past Anthony. So Anthony felt a little bit dissed, that he didn't have a say in, or at least some advance notice, and he starts all of a sudden hearing himself on a station that basically banned him from ever showing his face again, and fired him for no good reason, which we all know about. It came around to talking about if he felt as though, if anyone felt as though Opie did as much as he could to keep to try to keep Anthony on the job, and I asked Anthony directly. I was like, what do you think? Do you think he actually, tried or did anything? He says no. Basically no effort was made. And I don't fault anybody for anything. I'm not saying my brother's wrong in saying this. I'm not saying, Opie's right. I'm not saying vice versa. What all I'm trying to do is make it clear that Anthony said that he probably would have done more if he were in Opie's position. Mm-hmm. He probably would have, and that's why he felt a little, a little put out. By the way things turned out. In the end, everything turned out great. I mean, he's very happy doing what he's doing. God bless him, But he did feel as though that he felt as though he would have done more to keep the brand rolling, to keep everything, keep the money machine running. And the way it looks now, I mean, once this contract term is up. And I'm speculating here. Please, I'm not going to get myself in trouble again. But I have a feeling once this contract term is up at Sirius XM with Open Gym, I don't think they're going to be doing it again. Not in the same not the same format that they're running now. I think Opie's probably pretty fucking sick of radio. He was years ago, and Jimmy's got a lot of shit going on. Jimmy's got a ton of things happening, plus a very healthy stand-up career. Anthony's doing what he's doing. But then again, I could be completely wrong. And again, pure speculation. They may kiss and make up. Who the fuck knows? Mommy and Daddy may just reunite, kids. Wouldn't that be fun? So we never know. We never know what's going to happen in that business. That's why they call it show business. It's all a bunch of show. Very few people are real. You know what I mean? They were at one point in time. At one point in time, they were very real.
Rick's laughing.
Rick is just laughing.
Drag me into this.
Come on, Rick! Come on, Rick! Hey, Rick!
You're what we would call, if you got involved in this conversation, you are what we would call collateral damage, Rick. You would be. So we're gonna keep you out of this.
No, I would cause collateral damage.
I guess so.
We don't even want you to talk dirt. Just
at
talk
this
funny
point.
stuff.
At this point, the fucking the Reich has been taken down. So I mean, there's no real damage to be done over that way. Well, we know that the early days of Opie and Anthony were the shit. Really was, man. That was like, WNEW was a time that it'll never be recreated. I mean, even if they did somehow reunite, to do it again. We were a bunch of fucking dumb kids, is what it was at the time, and
I'd see a lot of vagina.
yeah, that's a lot of vagina. And everyone, the very first time I met Jim Norton, he was sucking an ice cube out of a hooker's ass.
That is fucking good, man.
Oh, for real.
I believe you.
He was. And he'd be proud to say, to this day, there was this little, not a hooker, she was a stripper actually. And she was this little firecracker of a thing.
Her name wasn't Anka by any chance. And
No.
She worked on Nassau Street in a, what was the name of that bar?
No,
Because
Anka.
I had one, she fed me one that she had in her twat. I used to tell her it was my birthday every time I was in there. I was in there frequently. This is when I worked at the World Trade Center.
He's so eloquent in his presentation.
This is going back to 1986. And Anka was a Hungarian young lady, a blonde. And
Back when every twat had an ice cube in it.
Yes. And I used to
Go
tell her,
on.
do the ice cube
I'm
trick for me.
intrigued.
I haven't thought about that in years. When you brought up Jimmy eating it out of the girl's ass, it reminded me
That
of
was
Anka.
that was the first time, and he came on board as an opening act. He actually came in with Dice for the first time, right? And they were immediately smitten with Mr. Norton. And it was at that point that I realized it's never going to be the Opie Anthony and Joe show. Wasn't happening. So Jimmy went on to do great things with the opportunity. But yeah, those days were a lot of fun. We were talking about the softball games. We're actually going to be doing some fun things with Anthony's show now, because it's it only makes sense. I mean, as things roll, as things go on. We've already done a poker tournament up in Foxwoods.
Mohegan.
Mohegan Sun, rather. I'm sorry. And we've we've had a couple of outings. Just people meeting out at bars and stuff. But the softball games back in the day were the shit. Imagine playing softball with Greg Brady, having Barry Williams, at short, and you're on second base. And it's like,
That's
you're
fucking
playing
awesome.
ball with Greg Brady. It was awesome, man.
Did he bring Don Drysdale with him?
Oh boy, Don Drysdale. It was a trip too, because we had we had a lot more than that. I mean, we had several celebrities on. A couple of guys from Saturday Night Live, right?
Tracy Morgan
Tracy Morgan played
Wow.
1 year.
got
Cool.
naked
Yeah.
in the kiddie pool.
Yep, in the kiddie pool. I remember that. And I had the opportunity and the honor of playing the Star Spangled Banner, a la Jimi Hendrix. I had a Strat and an amp in the middle of the field, and they put a mic on it. And at one particular point, I think it was the Rockets' Red Glare. It was kind of rainy. It was just like a little bit rainy, drizzly. The ground was really wet. And I looked up on the Jumbotron, and I saw this like 40-foot image of me holding a guitar like over my head. And I froze for a second. I was like, you know what, man? This is a very, very cool moment. It's a very cool moment. So I took the guitar, and I threw it straight up in the air, and it did this perfect hammerhead, came back down neck first, and stuck in the ground. And the crowd went wild. It was an awesome time, man. Really.
Where
was.
did you guys used to hold the games? What field?
Where was
Newark.
It was in Newark,
Oh,
right?
the Newark Bears.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
And it was great, man. The fans were awesome. Tons of them.
You brought your gun over there, Joe?
Huh?
Did you bring your gun? to get
Nah,
on
I
Newark
wasn't
Alive?
licensed back then. I didn't have.
Oh.
No, I didn't have my permit back then. We were talking about getting into guns. There we go. This is something I was going to talk about. Carry, about full carry, and whether or not it makes sense to a certain portion of certain segment of the population. Anthony's got his. He's got a full CCW. What about you, Joe? I mean, is that something that you still have?
I
or no?
plead the fifth, and you know why.
I know. I understand. I mean, I'm not saying for any particular
Plead the fifth.
purpose.
I'll comment on it, but I'll plead the fifth as far as my own personal situation goes.
Right. Understood.
Okay, so you can ask me whatever
So you
you
thinking?
want.
Are you thinking that because it's something that I'm going to look into? I've had over the years. I've had guilty by association. I've had I've had people send me some pretty spicy messages. You know,
You know when you can probably have a reason to get it. Since you do you run the band, you do the gigs. You can say I get paid in cash. I carry cash. We have all this equipment.
Well,
I'm
that's
guy
the
in
truth
charge
of it.
all.
That is the truth
yeah.
of it,
So
you
you
know.
can say I need this because we're driving home at 4:00 in the morning somewhere from the upstate New York. Because you're not going to get out of state. You're going to have to only go for New York State.
right?
We got all of this money and all of this very expensive equipment, and we're driving it, and we don't have any security with us.
Well, you see, there's where you have the little loophole too with reciprocal states. New York, once you get a carry in New York, you're good to go in probably 30 of the other 49 states.
But you can't pass through Jersey, though.
You can as long as it's locked in a box.
Yeah. But
That's
I
the
mean,
whole, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Jersey would
Jersey's tough.
requires their own permit.
Yeah. They're
Their own
fucking
carry
tough.
permit. But I put something up on Facebook the other, as I do weekly, pretty much regarding Second Amendment and the way it's the way it's responded to varies widely from holy shit, Brother Joe for president to you should fucking die, you white nigger. I've had it all, and but overall, if you take it all and average it out, it seems as though things are to the point now, especially in the inner cities, where a lot of people don't really care to go through the red tape anymore. They've taken to, at least this is the scuttlebutt, or what people write in on some underground websites. They find themselves a handy dandy little piece, the same way a thug would, and they keep it in their fucking pocket. And they don't mention it. They don't take it out. They don't brandish. They don't tell anyone they have it. They don't even know it's on them until, I mean, they pretty much, you know, put themselves into denial. It's that deep and that dark a secret for a person to have a weapon that's not registered, and especially to be carrying one. But it's something that people have taken to doing because the situations in certain neighborhoods and certain occupations have pushed them to that point. If you're a cabbie and you're driving, you're driving in dangerous neighborhoods at bad times of the bad times of the day, you need something, man. I mean, if that were my occupation, if I were a liquor store owner in a real bad neighborhood, I mean, those are guys that can be licensed.
Yeah.
But let's say the owners can. What about their employees? Employees that are left there in the middle of the night.
Well, look, it's like a fucking 7-Eleven guy.
A 7-Eleven clerk in the middle.
Gas station midnight fucking clerk.
And it's not so much to protect the business at that point. They
Protect
like
themselves.
a lot of
Fuck the business. You
well,
know?
a lot of law enforcement and the lawmakers would say, the only way you're going to get a CCW is if you own a business that's at risk, if you're in a high risk occupation, but it's mainly to protect the business. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a business in order to protect yourself, protecting the business. But I mean, for personal protection, you're on your own. In New York State, in Connecticut, in New Jersey, the hard to acquire carry permit states, and the stats just go to show you. I mean, what the repercussions are of not being allowed to carry in these states. Highest crime, Chicago. You're constantly seeing like the harder it is to acquire a permit and to arm yourself, own a gun, the higher the crime rates.
Because obviously, I mean, there's a lot of other factors, but also if they know it's hard for a good guy to get a fucking
take all
gun.
those factors out of it, because I mean, and that's another thing I'm sick and I'm really tired of hearing about how financial desperation drives them to it, and how
that bullshit.
and I know you're on my side of the fence with that, Joe. I know that, but I've heard every fucking argument, coming from every part of society. every segment of society. You have people saying that, you know, it's not their fault that they fucking go out and murder, you know, rob and murder and home invade, and you know, I mean, it's not their fault. It was thrust upon them because of their plight.
It's their nature to do so. Quoting Ralph Cramden, "It's not your mother's fault. She's mean. She was just born that way." You know what? But that's a big.
How are you talking about?
The Honeymooners, remember?
Which one?
Old Buttercup, when he's doing the record. The
Old
apology.
Buttercup.
Not your mother's fault, she's mean.
Oh,
She was just
okay.
born that way. Right? They were
okay.
just born that way. It's not their fault. They're fucking animals. No, but you know what it is? Obviously, all of that, I mean, I'll even cut through all of that fucking racial shit. If people, it could even be a fellow Guinea like myself. If he knows that a good guy is not carrying a fucking gun because it's hard to get a gun permit,
Right.
it's a lot easier for him to fucking go up to him and fucking rob him.
And
Put
be
the gun
done,
in his
yeah.
fucking face and say, "Give me your wallet, give me your car keys, give me your fucking watch." asshole."
I agree 100%.
If they think, like in Texas and these states where they're in Florida, where there's a lot of fucking regular citizens with carry permits, everybody's got one, they're twice about pulling one.
Well,
on
there
you.
were some videos. Let's see if we can use this desktop presenter.
Go for it.
There were some pretty interesting videos. One of them was just up on YouTube, and I want to try to remember what the best search blah 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 here. And now I need my glasses. Watch, Rick. I'm getting old. I'm getting really old. Watch.
Don't worry, we all are. Mine are right here.
I left mine at home.
I'll lend you mine if you need them.
I have to mute this because this is in delay. Actually, I'll just shut that off. Go away, Joseph Kiyomiya Show. Look, it's me watching me. Hold on. Let's get the desktop presenter. All right, here we go. Watch
Right
this.
here.
Look, that's me 10 minutes ago.
I left mine
Or
at
if,
home.
10 seconds
I'll
ago.
lend you mine if you
That's
need
me on delay. I have to mute this because
And it's
this is
actually
in
coming
delay.
through.
Actually, I'll
It's
just
very
shut that off.
confusing.
Go away, Joseph Kiyomiya Show. Look, it's me watching me. Hold on. Let's get the desktop presenter.
It is a 10-second delay.
All right, here we Bye-bye. I just shut me off. I'll watch me later. I'm trying to find the video. Let's see. I think it was drugstore robbery gone bad. Armed robbery does best shootout in Texas convenience store. Now this was a drugstore robbery, and I'm not sure. I don't think that's it. It was recent, and it was on Facebook. I'm not sure exactly where. See, this is where we need a producer.
Rick, come on.
Rick, come on. I can't. You kidding me? It was junkie robbery, and he was armed. Virginia pharmacist. It was a here you go. Here was
Meanwhile, tonight at 6, an attempted robbery that took a tragic turn has a lot of people talking today.
And tonight we hear from the pharmacist who defended himself, his co-workers, and customers from an armed gunman. Eyewitness News reporter Kenny Bass joins us live here in the studio with that story and some dramatic video. Kenny.
Callie and Rick, yes, we do have some pictures to show you that we need to warn you are very intense. It's actual surveillance video of the incident yesterday at the Good Family Pharmacy in Pinch. Again, very, very intense and dramatic video. It has not been edited. We're going to show you what happened. So if you choose not to watch it, now's the time to.
They're telling you right now to bail out. I mean, you know, you can't hear this, but they're telling you to bail out if you don't want to see the footage. It's it's pretty intense footage actually. There's a kid that was evidently he was a drug addict, and he's been to rehab a bunch of times, but he decided to go into a drugstore with a gun and try to get himself some oxy or something he was addicted to. It just so happens that this pharmacist was a licensed carry, and things things quickly go bad
turn
for
away.
this.
So let's
for
check
this young
out
man.
exactly what happened yesterday morning about
guy
9:45. You see
walking
someone entering the Good Family Pharmacy identified as 25-year-old Terry Gillenwater. You see a couple of technicians at the register. There's a customer who's just now leaving.
He's very nervous, and right away, I mean, you see a guy looking like that walking into a pharmacy. It's kind of like that's a red flag, wouldn't you say?
Is he
This
just
guy,
a male? They only describe him as a male.
hands in his pocket and bouncing up and down nervously.
Yeah, put your hood on real quick.
Yeah, right. There's a problem there.
The pharmacist, Don Radcliffe, will come into the picture, actually joking with the man who's wearing a mask, saying, hey, this guy might be here to rob us. Well,
Yeah, this guy right over here in the foreground. This guy right there. The guy whose head I am squeezing. I am squeeze his head. That guy right there is the pharmacist. He's the licensed pistol owner.
turns out he was, because he pulls out a gun, says, this
There's
is a
the
robbery.
gun.
Radcliffe,
There's
not
the other
hesitating,
gun.
pulls his
And
own
at that point, that kid just got shot in the fucking chest. You can see right over here the barrel of the pharmacist's gun. He got the shot off first. You see the gun in this guy's hand, pointing it directly at the pharmacist. And that pretty much was that for this kid. He stumbles, he runs and stumbles.
weapon, shoots once, it hits the man in the chest, shoots again,
done.
and hits the gun, causing it to not...
He actually, the second shot that he took actually hit the gun. It actually hit the gun. The pharmacist hit the gun and knocked it out of the guy's hand. The kid ended up dying. He died. You don't fuck around in Virginia. And you know what? I mean, it's unfortunate. Nobody likes to see people get shot and killed. I mean, you really don't. It's got to be this pharmacist. I read a little bit about this later on, and this pharmacist is a very religious guy. And whether or not you take to believing in believing that intensely in God, one way or another, taking someone's life is going to affect you. It has a profound effect on someone's life. This guy is actually went on the air and said, he felt as though he saved everyone in that pharmacy, which he did. He didn't want to be called a hero because it's not what you are at that point. At that point, really, all you did was what you trained to do when confronted with a situation like that. When you're a concealed carry, when you have a concealed carry, and he acted accordingly. The guy pulled out a gun. I don't want to know if it was fake, if it was a BB gun, if it was a fucking, if it was his hands with black gloves like this. Mm-hmm. He made that decision. He consciously decided to go into a drugstore in Virginia and try to rip it off.
And he would have killed that fucking pharmacist for the.
If it had been, oh, he would have killed that pharmacist. If it had been, if it had taken place in Chicago, in New York, in New Jersey, fucking Newark, what are the chances a pharmacist would be armed? What are the chances a pharmacist is armed and carries?
It's a situation that happened a couple of years ago right before Christmas when the off-duty cop got killed. Because that animal, that fucking white trash piece of shit, him and his junkie fucking cunt girlfriend, they were robbing the place for Oxycontins. And they came out, and the guy came, and the cops came and shot the fucking off-duty cop.
Right.
Because they didn't know what the situation was. It was a fucking mess. But that was a pharmacy somewhere in Nassau County. It was out here on the island. So, and the pharmacist didn't have a fucking gun.
And I mean, getting back to it, the argument, the argument pro and con for as far as owning guns, having guns. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone is everyone that comes out against what I post. A lot of the pro gun posts that I'll put up on Facebook or Twitter. None of them really have any legitimate reasons or points regarding the not being allowed to apply for and receive a carry permit. Mm-hmm. I guess the most important part of that equation is mental health. I mean, people should be checked out thoroughly, obviously, before they're granted a. But when it comes right down to it, to buy a rifle, a shotgun, all you have to do is sign a paper that says, "Yeah, I've never been committed,
Never been in trouble. Yeah.
what the fuck?" That's all you have to do is say it. You just have to write it, sign your name to it. And then you can go out with that shotgun and kill hundreds of people before they put you down. So
guns are fucked up in the hands of the wrong people. Now, obviously, how do you know if somebody's the right or the wrong person?
No, you don't.
Obviously, but they pass the background check and they do get the gun permit.
Well,
I don't have a problem with them fucking
background checks when it comes to pistols.
Of course, because it's smaller, it's easier to fucking conceal bad
but if you
things.
think of it, any fucking dummy can saw a shotgun off. Mm-hmm. Any dummy can make a shotgun this fucking big, and to hide that, just as easy as a pistol. It's not going to be any more difficult. Put it in a bag. It's going to be just as easy as a pistol. Yeah. So my point is, you need to be checked out so much more thoroughly to own a pistol than you do to own any other type of firearm. What the fuck is the sense in not making pistols more readily available by way of, more stringent background checks? You know what I mean? I don't know. A lot of people would argue the other way. Well, let's just put more guns on the street. They're already
in the hands of the fucking good guys. It's fine.
Right.
The guy's a good fucking guy, and he's a responsible adult citizen, not some fucking animal in the fucking shithole.
How many guns? How many guns are on the streets of America at this point?
Plenty.
Do you know?
I don't know, but a lot more in the hands of the fucking animals than the good guys.
Ask Siri.
Siri,
how many guns are on the streets of the United States of America?
I don't know, but a lot more in the hands of the fucking animals than the good guys.
Okay, I found this on the web for how many guns are on the streets of the United States of America.
Siri is one smart fucking bitch. I love her. Not as much as you, honey, but I love Siri. How many people own guns in America? Well, let's see. My smartphone, smarter than me. Okay, the exact number. Oh, wait a second. The exact number of guns is actually unknown. There's no universal gun registry, so it's not that simple to pin down the exact number of firearms in the U.S. There are estimates, however, according to the Geneva-based Small Arms Survey, and they're the leading source of international public information about firearms, has the best armed civilian population in the world. The U.S. has the best armed civilian population in the world, with an estimated... Oh, come on, no, this can't be right. This can't be right. 270 million total guns. Well, look, you know what, man? Then why the fuck doesn't every man, woman, and child in the goddamn United States own one of these motherfuckers? I'll tell you why.
Baby showers again.
I'll tell you why. Because the bad guys own way more.
10 each.
The bad guys don't have to get checked out. They don't need to pay, upwards of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to make themselves legal. They don't care. Well, that's getting back to my original point. That is why many people these days are opting to carry whether the fucking government tells them to or not.
Yep.
And it's going to happen. And you know what? I can't remember the last time I was frisked. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I've never been stopped and frisked. Can you imagine that, Joe?
Because you're white.
Yes, it is. It is. And
well, let me preface it that by you're a law-abiding citizen
and you're white. It's because I don't speak yo. Yeah. I don't deal fucking crack on the corner, and I don't and I don't have big fucking woofer in my car going. You know what I mean?
And when you get pulled over, you fucking do the right thing, and you listen to the cop, and you don't act like a dick.
When I get pulled over. And I'll tell I want everyone to know this. When I get pulled over, the first thing I do, hands out the window. Both of them. I don't want to fucking get shot. Hey, look, I might not be a person of color, but I don't exactly look like a pacifist. If you think about it.
No, you could go for
I got
one
a
of those
shaved head. I could
neo-Nazi
fit the whole
dudes.
skinhead profile.
Sure.
And some of those motherfuckers just don't like anyone.
Oh, they'll
Cops
shoot
included.
a cop as fast as anybody. Yeah.
So-
fucking bad dudes.
So the very first thing I do, this is a tip from the old brother Joe. It's a tip for you, especially if it's at night, especially if you're black. Chris Rock, did you see that shit? I've been pulled over 8 times in the past 3 months. 8 times in the past 3 months. Chris Rock has been posting selfies with a fucking cop car lit up behind him, and he's been pulled over 3 times in the past couple of months. Now, he doesn't say why. He doesn't say why he's been pulled over. He doesn't say if he's got a heavy foot. Maybe he's been speeding.
Maybe he got a break too. Maybe he blew a light and the cop goes, "Oh
Maybe
shit, Chris
he blew
Rock!
a light.
Hey, this
And maybe
one's
he said,
on
"Oh,
us,
Chris
pal."
Rock.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're a funny
You're
fuck.
You're one funny dude. Go ahead. God knows I've done that enough. I'm on my way to my brother's radio show. Really? Which radio show is that? Opie and Anthony.
Maybe you've
might
heard
have
of it
heard of 'em.
before.
I had one smart ass cop one time say, "I'm a Howard Stern fan."
Oh
I was
god.
like, fuck. Cuff me, officer. Take me to jail. But anyway, Chris Rock has been doing that. He's been putting up selfies on Twitter every time he gets pulled over. But again, back to my original point. Put your hands out the fucking window. Make the cop's job easy, and he will appreciate that.
And
He'll
you know what?
appreciate that
Hit the
fact.
interior light if it's at night.
Huh?
Hit your interior, the dome light.
Turn
if
the
it's at
dome light
night.
on. That's
Right
another good
away,
idea.
bro. They know that you're not gonna fucking pull something on them.
Right.
They know that you're a fucking good guy. You got a PBA card
Right.
or some shit, and you got some fucking line of shit that you're looking to get away with the ticket.
Yeah.
But also, you're putting the guy at ease too. You know, in
There's
this fucking
another,
day and age, that's fucking not a bad thing to
Another
do
little
that.
something on my Facebook feed that I'd like to bring up if I could find it. I really should be marking these things, and I usually do, but it takes a couple of seconds. You know
Few
what?
seconds.
Fuck them. You're not paying for this. They're not paying for this. It's free. Bear with me just for a moment. I'll be able to
Speaking
show
of
you something very
speaking of
interesting.
paying for this, we have to do our 2 live reads before the end of the show, brother.
I got it. I've gotten pretty good with those live reads.
You're doing,
too there,
yeah, they're fucking
Rick.
Good for you.
Took
2
me a
live
while.
crew, 2 live reads. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, it'll be 3 or 4.
Think about my uniform. My brother died wearing that uniform. No, that wasn't it. Where is it? I'm looking. Well, maybe you should be mentioning our Jimmy Kimmel Live. Yeah, that was.
Would
an
you like me to
abomination.
do a privategym.com?
Privategym.com. Should I do it now?
It's up to you. I thought maybe while you were looking for the video you were looking for, I could do the live read for privategym.com.
What do you have the copy?
I will do the copy out of my head.
Go right ahead then, Joe.
I-
I'd like to hear all about that product that so proudly we advertise on our little program.
Privategym.com will make your dick feel like it's on steroids. You know, Kegel exercises, they call it the flick or the flex sometimes, where I'm doing it right now as I speak, Brother Joe. I'm tightening my cock muscles.
I had to know that.
And I do it so hard that I can feel it all the way to my prostate, right? Privategym.com is this device that you can put right over the base of your penis once you have an erection. So you need either yourself or your gal or your guy, depending on what flavor of the fucking ice cream shop you fucking dip your tongue into,
There you
to
go.
get your cock
Catch.
up a little bit. Privategym.com. These guys have come up with this device where it's a whole program. There's a DVD in there, there's a beginner part, and then there's also a advanced user. The first one is just kind of, it wraps around the base of your penis, and you do sets like you go into the gym, like you're exercising. You do your 10 reps, and then you take a break. You do a bunch of sets, and it's in there of how many you should do at the beginning. And then as you get better, you actually have a little magnet, and it's a weight. Very light one. It's not no 25-pound dumbbell. You're going to want to break your cock now. You put it on the private gym, and you do your Kegel exercises with that weight, and that will enhance You got listen. You got to pump it up to get big. Schwarzenegger did his concentration curls in the gym. Well, you can do your concentration Kegels in the privacy of your own home with PrivateGym.com. Make sure that you tell them you heard it on the Brother Joe Guilty by Association show.
Pump it up if you don't really need it. Pump it up if you do, you will need it. Okay.
Is that the private gym theme?
Private Gym now owes me $600. That's it. The music end of that advertising shit, Rick, that's where you gotta be.
That's where you gotta
Telling
be.
ya, that's where you gotta be. Speaking of which, what's up with that damn Chung roller, man?
I don't know. I'm not sure, but we also have to do Hydromax.
Ah, yes, the Hydromax.
HydromaxBathmate.com.
I think I'll handle this one.
Yes, please.
This one's
Speaking
fun.
of big cocks.
So what happens is after you exercise the Kegel. See, I used to do the equivalent of Rocky beating on the fucking meat in the Rocky movies.
You're gonna break
In
the
the original
ribs.
Rocky movie, yeah, you're breaking the ribs, Rock. What I used to do is I used to hang a towel over my dick and do those Kegel exercises. And not only was it good for the, felt it right through to the prostate, my prostate would sweat. It would actually sweat. I would have a sweaty fucking prostate. And I made my girlfriend laugh at the same time.
And the Boy Scouts all laugh too, right?
That's, well, when I was involved with Boy Scouts, yes, they did. Here you go. Hydromax Bathmate Penis Pump. It's not for masturbation purposes, Rick. Believe it or not. This is a patented, scientifically proven vacuum pump. See? Vacuum action. That creates a seal around the old Johnson. You leave the boys hanging out, and you just pump it and get that suction action going. You can do this in the shower. There's a handy strap that clips right onto the tip over here, so you look like you fucking, your strap goes around your neck, it goes down to, and you can just leave it there. Then you can wash your ass, you wash your head, you finish up, leave it on there for a little while, and when you're ready, you don't have to pull it off your cock like this. You can actually hit the quick vacuum release at the tip, which saves you from bleeding from the tip of your penis. So, HydromaxBathmate.com is the website, and the Hydromax Penis Pump is the product. Make sure you order yours today, because we want another 10 grand.
Rick, you ever try a penis pump before?
Never.
Here you go.
It helps. It makes you. It gives you.
This one's virgin. This one's still a virgin. I would
There's
actually
no-
even put my nose in it.
There's no ball
I know no
hairs in
balls
that
have
one.
been here.
It makes your cock. There's more girth and more length.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
15 minutes a
Good
day.
night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
15 minutes a day, and you need to do it for at least a month. It's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
Pat from Munaki was doing it live on our show via Skype when we first Hydromax first came.
And when he
in
first
to the
started, he
show
was doing
sponsor.
it. He was doing it via microscope. Is what he was doing. Pat from Unaki. Get it? Mm.
And remember, he showed us the finished product in the palm of his hand, and then licked it up and had his dog lick up the rest. Even though it is not a fleshlight type device, but Pat enjoyed it
Very,
either way.
very funny.
Yes.
But anyway, buy those things, and maybe sometime in the near future, I'll just give her a little tease. The luscious Sarah Ray will come back with yesboobs.com. That's all you get. Until you pay.
Fucking double Z tits.
She is tremendous, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And we used to bring up the website, So it all kind of ties in. You have the Kegel muscle exerciser, and then once you make that thing strong, you can make it big with this. And once it's big and strong, you can fucking use the thing at yesboobs.com. It's great. It all ties in. We have we have a flowing advertisement.
Literally.
Theme to our advertising. They come in. We appreciate each and every one of them.
Yes, we
Actually, do.
love them all.
Whatever happened to Silicone?
I'm gonna try to get Silicone back. Silicone was actually it was actually for kids, that product, but you could use it for anybody.
Go from cock to kids. We should be arrested. We should be put away.
Those babies were lying.
It's awful.
Turn the teddy bear around.
How long have we been going here, Joe?
An hour and 3 minutes.
We're done.
We are done. That's it.
We're done. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in yet again. Last week's show was the highest rated one yet. I kind of like doing these live.
I love it live.
They're becoming more fun, and I'm getting a little bit better at it. I'm not stammering quite as much as I used to. What do you think, Rick? You were around when I was just a fucking stuttering, muttering.
No, you still are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, I was going to hire you too. No, I'd like to thank Rick Delgado for showing his voice on my program. And
we had him a little bit in the corner before
ya?
in the Joey Pies cam.
By the way, I gotta say, man, you're looking good, bro. You're looking good. Tell you've been working
Slick
on
Rick.
it, right? Not me. I'm fucking falling apart at the seams.
I'll get you back
55
into
years
shape,
old.
Brother Joe. Don't worry.
That's it. I just got to get running again. Got to get out there and start running. Anything to plug? The Anthony Cumia show tomorrow.
Yes.
From 4 to 6.
You'll be there, yep.
4 to 6 p.m. I will be there personally setting up a famous rock group. I'm not going to give it away because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to.
Somebody on chat, I think it was Dennis, said that Anthony did mention the name, but it might be an April Fool's joke. He's trying to set us up. So
no,
better be safe than
that
sorry.
Would suck because it would be April 2nd and I'd be dragging my ass and all my gear out to his house for nothing.
That would suck.
Nothing. So no, it's not an April Fool's joke. That I know. That much I know.
But definitely next week's show, check it out. Ian Anderson, lead singer,
yes,
guitar player from the classic, legendary rock band, Dinosaur Rock, they like to call it, back in the old NEW days. Jethro Tull, the man himself, Ian Anderson, Brother Joe, musician, interviewing fellow musician.
Had a great time with Ian Anderson today.
On Skype, and I'm going to just tease this. Joe actually
and kudos
serenaded
to Joe
him.
Pietaro for making that happen. Kudos.
That's my
Great
job. I don't know how to
man.
fucking produce. I got to do something.
Great
I
job.
don't bring much to the table besides a fucking big nose and cum stories, so I got to do
Jesus.
something here.
Okay, kids, we'll see you next week. Thanks so much for stopping by.
We now return control of your television set to you until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to... We now return control of your television set to you until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to...